So Amy, I mean, I know what I'm most interested in about the show is the process of writing, of creating. And I think you guys have a really kind of tight core staff of writers. You know, can you talk a little bit about that process and how the show gets shaped, such a unique sensibility to the show, and how that, you know, comes fully
We have a
formed?
small writer's room. It's like Cole and Jeremy Baylor. I always mispronounce his last name, and Peter Gross, and that's it. You know, it's a tiny room. Come up with a theme, throw it on a board, and then every idea we throw at it, or you know, whatever people have been inspired by, put it on the board, and then what excites us, you know, we just tackle it, and we try to write it in a week.
Hmm.
And
What
then, you know,
impressed
then we go back to rewriting and everything. But
Of course.
Right. What impresses me, I think, so much about the show is, well, first of all, the caliber of guest stars that you come just to play in your world is so amazing. But when you watch the show, it's so impressive to me how seamlessly, and maybe it's not seamless, you can tell me, but how seamlessly they do just enter that world and just have a ball. I mean, you know, the Michael Cera episode, the Valentine's Day episode, the second one of this new season, he just comes on board and he was like a natural. It's like he lived in that world. I mean, what is it like? I mean, are these people just like such crazy fans of yours and of the show? I mean, it just seems like they plop in and they fit
I
in.
know I'm with you. I don't understand it. And then they come in and I'm just like, they get the tone right away. They kind of get it. You know, sometimes people come in, they want to wear like wigs and, you know, go crazy because they think that's what the show is sometimes. But other people, you know, we write it pretty straight for them in a lot of ways, a lot of actors. And they're so good at being funny with playing things straight. They're just pros. And I'm always amazed when they say yes. I'm like, oh, David Allen Greer is not going to want to do the show. He's got to play on Broadway right. And the next thing you know, he's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, really? Like, and it's just so, I'm always shocked. I never think anyone wants to come on and do the show. So I'm always really happy when they say yes. And we were shooting during the holidays. So it's extra nice that people came on because, you know, a lot of them were going home for the holidays and we're going to be in the city. So, you know, it was hard to get people this season.
Yeah.
Like, what is the process of getting those people on board? Do you pitch specific concepts or sketches to them, or do you kind of carte blanche say like?
People, we have them in mind, and then we just reach out to their agents and just say we have this part, you know, and then they read the script and then they say yes or no, and then, you know, but usually that's it. We just have somebody in mind.
What
when we're writing it.
I know that you were saying that you've had to do some like post-production over Zoom, and in this crazy time, you guys are still putting together some of the late season episodes. I imagine that's been an unbelievable challenge.
It has been, because I'm not savvy at all, but you know, our editors are, and you know, I worry about, you know, is the sound going to be okay? Are the colors going to be okay? Because it's such a visual show. It's so important to me, you know, what everything looks like. And when you go into a room, you know, in a color, you know, meeting, then you can see it on a big screen and you can be like, oh, make that pinker, bring that down. That needs to be more saturated. But on a computer screen, I'm just like, I can't tell, you know, it's like drives me crazy. So I don't feel good about doing it this way, but maybe it'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly a new challenge, that's for sure.
It's a new challenge, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like really trusting your collaborators as well to really like, you know, take care of the aesthetic of the show. And the aesthetic of the show is so intentional and it's so specific. I'm curious as to, I mean, it seems like maybe it just popped out of your head. I mean, where did that come from? And how did that?
Oh, lots of reference. I mean, everything I love. It's just like I've always kept a file, everything, you know, it's like, you know, I work with a great team, you know, like set designers and wardrobe and hair and makeup. And so a lot of times I have references for them but the set was really important. And a lot of times when I'm performing, you know, I'll stop a scene and be like, well, where's the cake that was behind me yesterday? Why is that cake even gone? Like I'll notice everything. If it's moved, or I'll say, oh, wait a minute, you can see the chair in the back, put a pillow there. I mean, nothing goes by. I'm very on top of that kind of stuff.
It's such a wholly authentic show. I think more so than anything else I've seen in recent memory. I mean, it's such an Amy Sedaris world and an environment, and such a fan of yours. It's such a pleasure to watch. I'm curious. I mean, we can see in the background, and so I mean, it feels like I'm on set with you, looking at the back of your apartment. So, what, you know, to pivot just a bit? I mean, how have you been living during this time? How are you keeping busy? Are you, you know, the theme of a show at home with Amy Sedaris in some ways has never been more applicable. So how are you spending your time at home?
Cooking and cleaning, reading.
Or,
I'll exercise in the morning.
What do you do? What do you see? I need to dive into this because I can't exercise at home. I just can't do it, Amy. Like to the point where I'll lift a weight for like 10 seconds. And I just can't focus on anything. My friends are like,
it's hard right now.
It's so difficult.
It's hard to focus on anything, a very short attention span, but I just make myself do it.
What do you do? Are you watching videos?
I have a lady that I work out with. I've worked out with for years, and so she'll do it on FaceTime, and she'll FaceTime me, and we'll do it. Or, I just roll around. I chase a string on a pole. I mean, anything. It's like just to move. But
I've heard of the roll around workout. I've heard that's a good one.
But I'm used to being home, and like again, going back to the show, it's like I always like that feeling of being on the inside of the I Dream a Genie bottle. And that was always my reference. Like whenever she would go in that bottle, I was like, oh, it was so cozy and so well designed. And, my apartment's like an I Dream a Genie bottle as well. And I also thought like on our show, because it's a set, we're kind of in quarantine also. So I thought, what's that going to be like for people? Are they going to go crazy and want to get out of there or feel claustrophobic? But, I don't know. But I don't mind being at home. I do cook for myself every night anyway. I've got a rabbit, Tina, so I've got a companion. But I know, some days I get over like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I look at my calendar, I don't have anything to do today. I'm like, oh man.
Are you finding that some days go by in just the blink of an eye and some days feel like they last for weeks? That's how
it's June 1st. May flew by. May flew by, yeah.
I'm having days that just go by in the blink of an eye, and then I'm having some days and I look at my phone and it's like 10 a.m. and I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what am I going to do? But you know what I always do when I say what I'm going to do? Pick up a book.
Yeah.
I thought
that's like the best. I'm like, oh yeah, I can read. And sometimes you're really into reading a lot of books, and then sometimes I'm like, I can't pick up a book. But that's been helpful during this pandemic because I have a lot of books that I haven't gotten to or I like to reread, and so it's always nice to just pick up a book.
What's on the reading list right now?
I just finished East of Eden.
Oh my gosh, what did you think? I just read that one as well.
Yeah, and now I'm starting The Dutch House by Patchett. So I'm gonna read that. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. That'll be. What are you cooking?
Tonight I'm gonna make chicken and rice for myself.
Yeah, that's great.
Party.
I'm a big chef. I'm a big chef too. Sam. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but I love to cook, and I've been doing a lot more of it in quarantine. It also helps. Sam and I are also watching Top. Do you ever watch Top Chef?
No.
I
don't watch a lot of cooking shows, but the old ones I was, inspired by. But new shows, they always seem so gimmicky, and it's so produced in a way that, reality based that I haven't. But I do want to watch it one day.
Well, it is so gimmicky in the sense that, like, if you watch enough of those shows, you can tell within the first 10 minutes of the episode who's getting sent home, just based on based on the editing or whatever. But I have been finding some inspiration in Top Chef to do some cooking. I'm vegan, so it's kind of a fun challenge to try out new things. I got it was my birthday last week, and one of the very exciting gifts I got was a vegan cheese kit.
Wow. Make your own cheese.
This is a good thing to talk to Cole about. He's vegan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I am I'm very cool now. I make cheese. I think a lot of people.
Wow, I am impressed.
Thank you, Amy. I think a lot of people probably saw this. Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. So, Amy, it sounds like you're definitely staying busy, editing the show, getting everything ready. Are there other creative pursuits that are keeping you busy as well, or are we just kind of picking up a book and doing some roll around workouts?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, to tell you the truth. It's so sad that that's what it is, but that's all I'm doing.
I mean, I don't know if it's all you're doing. I think it's probably a pretty big task, right, to do all these things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, hey, let's get a group of people together and let's come up with a new show or let's write a movie. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah. It's tough. Are you able to tell us or give us any hints about any guest stars we have to look forward to this season?
And Dowd comes back for She worked 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, she worked a lot. Yeah, she sure did.
And Dowd knows how to work.
Michael Shannon came back.
Oh, he was so good.
He's the best.
He's
He's very good. You remember continuity. He knows everybody else's lines. He's, a real pro, another pro. We had just so many pros. Paul Rudd is in our last episode.
Ooh.
Yeah, had a big old movie star.
A handsome movie star.
Yeah, Paul was great. Yeah, he's really good.
I once served Ann Dowd a salad. And so I can attest, she is great to work with. She's a real pro.
Sweetheart. Yeah, I really like her a lot.
She's really sweet.
She had a lot to memorize. I mean, she carried the episode.
Well, 4 days, my goodness. I would assume so. That's incredible. I mean, the thing that really strikes me is that I think these people just come on and just love you so much, and you can just tell. I mean, do you get the vibe that the people who come on are familiar with the show and with the aesthetic of what you guys are doing over there?
Yeah, I do. You know who was fun to work with this season is Anna Gasteyer. She came back.
Oh my God.
And she plays my my twin, who's an alcoholic, and she nailed it. I mean, to work with her, such a funny woman. I mean, it was just you just laughed the whole time you were on set. Like Rachel Dratch came back and Jane Krakowski.
Oh.
It's just so much fun to be around.
Not to spoil, but we have a guest joining us.
Oh.
I think
Hello.
you might be familiar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Look at
Cole.
your hair, it looks cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yours
I
looks
was
better than
taking a
mine.
nap.
Cole. I think we did the same thing. Hi Cole, I'm Dan.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Sam.
We were just chatting with Amy about how lovely the set is on the show, and what a perfect transition to ask you about what it's like working with this one.
With Amy?
Oh.
Yeah, she had some very kind things to say about you, Cole, before you showed up.
That's a surprise. Because it was we pretty much butted heads all season long.
Yeah.
You can sense that.
Good fights. Cole and I get to fight this season a lot.
Yeah. It's just the funnest set, and everyone loves working on the show, and you really get the sense that people are just excited to be around Amy.
Yeah,
Really?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Excited to be around me.
You of course they are. You definitely get the sense that they are. How could they not be? We were just chatting with Amy, Cole, about ways to kind of stay productive during this crazy time. And if there's sort of a model for staying productive and creative, I think it's you who put out this incredible hour-long special that I was such a fan of.
So good, right?
It's so great. I mean, other than that, how are you staying busy? I mean, the two of you sort of occupy this niche of being very self-sufficient, kind of smart, creative people on your own in some way. So how has this sort of strange time been challenging, or has it been fulfilling in maybe sort of an interesting way?
The special is stuff that I've been working on for like a couple years. So it would be lying to say like I did it all during quarantine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really productive otherwise.
Well,
Sure.
good. That makes me feel better then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's keeping you busy aside from productivity? Are you like watching any shows, really diving into shows? Are you like cooking a lot, taking some naps?
Taking naps.
Sure.
And making phone calls to state assembly members,
Totally.
etc.
Yeah, that's definitely something to keep you busy for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of calls to make.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. I think, guys, unfortunately we have to let you guys go because I think our time is about to wrap up. But I appreciate the time so much. And, again, Cole, I was telling Amy before you hopped on how much we love this season. And it's a world of its own, and it's such a special show. So thank both of you so much for it. And, It's a
Thank
pleasure to
you.
watch, and I can't wait to
Thank
keep
Thank you
you.
for watching it. I always think, oh, no one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna, so I mean, that's so nice. You had such great things to say about it. It's really
Oh,
nice.
Of course, we mean them very much.
Yeah, I tell as many people as I can. My mom watched the first 2 of this season today because I told her she had to watch it. So it's a family affair now.
There you go. Talk about that for your hour.
Oh yeah.
I will. I'll bring that up this week. Well, thank you so much, guys. It's such a pleasure to chat.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we look forward to the rest of the season.
Bye. Bye, Cole.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.